Have you ever wondered if there is a difference between Malaysian Chinese who attend Chinese schools and those who don't? Let me show you a comparison before Merdeka and after globalization. Historically, the Malaysian Chinese have had two options for education during British colonial Malaya. These were the Chinese schools and the English schools. The Chinese schools were formed by migrants from South China who came to Malaya, and the English schools were formed by the British colonial officers. The Chinese schools were formed with the intention of providing a Chinese language education for the Chinese in Malaya and practice values such as Confucianism, which include values like filial piety, collectivism, and listening to one's elders. And they imported their textbooks, a syllabus, and teachers from China itself. Meanwhile, the English schools imported their teaching staff, which were Christian missionaries from England, textbooks written based on an English literary tradition, and the intention was to groom local civil servants. So they practiced a different set of values, which included Western liberal democratic values such as individualism, critical thinking, and independence. Now, several events happened in Malaya itself, which led towards our independence, and later on to the era known as globalization beginning in the 1970s. The era of globalization is also known as the era marked by rapid access to mass media and mass travel all around the world beyond boundaries. Several educational reforms also happened in Malaysia itself, which led towards some Chinese schools being changed into English schools, and the rest of the English schools gradually transformed into Malay schools around 1970. So eventually, we had two kinds of schools, which were the Chinese schools and the Malay schools. Now, the question that remained was there still a big difference among students in Chinese schools or Chinese education and students from non-Chinese education? What I have done in my research was to use a framework known as cultural capital, which measures individuals' values and norms and how these manifest in their tastes in a variety of things like books, music, television programs, news portals, the internet, music, fashion sense, and even ambition. What I have found in my survey is that there is no significant difference between the preferences of those Chinese school students and students from non-Chinese schools. This goes to show that education is no longer the sole socialization agent giving us norms and values, but because of globalization, the mass media has enabled people to go on beyond schools to exchange norms and values, thus becoming globalized citizens. So the answer to my question is no, there is no significant difference at all. Thank you.